Welcome, gentle soul, to this quiet space, this sanctuary for your mind. As you settle in, allow your body to find a posture of complete ease. Let the weight of the day begin to dissolve, like mist in the morning sun. With each breath, feel yourself arriving more fully in this present moment. If you feel called, perhaps you might share in the comments what time it is for you and where in the world you are listening from, joining a silent community of fellow travelers on this path to peace. Tonight, our journey takes us deep into a forest of wisdom, to a place where the wind whispers secrets of strength and the earth holds the key to enduring peace. Our guide on this journey is the humble and mighty bamboo, a symbol of profound resilience. We will explore the bamboo spirit, learning how to bend without breaking, how to find strength in yielding, and how to stand tall and serene even after the fiercest storms. Imagine, if you will, that you are walking along a winding stone path. The air is cool and fresh, carrying the scent of damp earth and green leaves. The path leads you to the edge of a vast bamboo grove. As you step inside, the world outside seems to fall away. The light filters down through a high canopy of green, creating a cathedral of stillness. The only sound is the gentle rustling of leaves, a soft, rhythmic shushing that seems to calm your very soul. Find a comfortable spot to rest here, at the foot of a tall, graceful bamboo stalk. Reach out and touch its smooth, cool surface. Notice the distinct segments, the nodes that give it structure and strength. This is the first lesson of the bamboo, the power of structure, of returning to our foundations. Each segment is a part of its journey, a moment of growth, and each node is a point of stability, a place of rest before the next stage of reaching for the sky. A gentle breeze begins to stir the grove. The tall stalks sway in a slow, elegant dance. They are not rigid, they do not fight the wind. They yield to it, moving with it, allowing its energy to flow through them. This is the second lesson of the bamboo, flexibility. A great and ancient Zen teaching reminds us, the mighty oak fights the wind and is broken. The willow bends when it must and survives. The bamboo embodies this wisdom. It knows that true strength is not in resistance, but in adaptability. There is an old story of a bamboo cutter who lived at the edge of such a grove. He was a simple man, and he spent his days in the forest, observing the way of the bamboo. He saw how it grew straight and true, how it danced in the wind, and how it stood in silent community with its brothers and sisters. One year, a great typhoon was forecast to hit the region. The villagers were afraid. They reinforced their homes and prayed to the gods for protection. The bamboo cutter, however, simply went about his work, a quiet calm in his heart. When the storm came, it was ferocious. The wind howled like a hungry wolf, and the rain fell in blinding sheets. The mighty oak trees on the mountainside groaned and fought against the gale. One by one, their branches snapped, and some were even uprooted, their great strength becoming their downfall. The villagers huddled in their homes, listening to the terrifying sounds of the storm. Is less than has shown number. Number is greater than. The bamboo cutter sat in his small hut, listening to the wind as it swept through the grove. He heard not a sound of struggle, but a symphony of movement. The bamboo stalks were bending, yielding, some of them touching the very ground. They were not fighting the storm, they were dancing with it. They were allowing its immense power to pass over them, through them, and around them. When the storm finally passed, and the sun returned, the villagers emerged from their homes to find a scene of devastation. The mighty oaks were broken and scattered. But when the bamboo cutter walked into his grove, he saw that not a single stalk had been broken. They were all standing tall once more, their leaves glistening in the sunlight, as if they had just been washed clean. They had endured the storm, not by fighting it, but by yielding to it. This is the power of the bamboo spirit. Now, bring your attention back to the stalk of bamboo beside you. If you were to tap on it, you would hear a hollow sound. The bamboo is strong, not because it is solid, but because it is empty. This is the third lesson of the bamboo, the strength of emptiness. In Zen, this is the concept of mushin, or no mind. It is a state of being free from the clutter of thoughts, fears, and preconceptions. This hollow center allows the bamboo to be light and flexible. It has space within it to move, to bend. Our own resilience grows when we cultivate this inner emptiness. When our minds are filled with rigid ideas, with worries about the future, with regrets about the past, we become brittle, like the oak. We are easily broken by the storms of life. But when we can create a space of stillness within us, a hollow center, we find a new kind of strength. We can bend without breaking. Is less than hashon. To one hash is greater than. This emptiness is not a void. It is not a nothingness. It is a space of pure potential. It is the silence between the notes that makes the music beautiful. It is the space in a room that makes it livable. It is the emptiness of a cup that makes it useful. By emptying ourselves of our own ego, our own attachments, our own need to be right, we create a space for wisdom to enter, for compassion to grow, and for resilience to take root. And finally, consider the roots of the bamboo. Though the stalk may seem slender and delicate, its root system is vast and interconnected. The roots of the individual stalks are woven together in a dense underground network, supporting and nourishing each other. This is the fourth lesson of the bamboo, the strength of community, of deep-rooted connection. The bamboo does not stand alone. It is part of a larger whole. Its resilience is not just its own, it is the resilience of the entire grove. In the same way, our own resilience is not just a personal quality. It is nurtured and sustained by our connections to others, to our community, to the earth, and to the great web of life. As you rest here, in this peaceful bamboo grove, let these lessons sink deep into your being. Feel the strength of your own inner structure, the nodes of experience that have made you who you are. Feel the call to flexibility, the invitation to dance with the winds of change, rather than fighting them. Feel the peace of your own hollow center, the quiet space within you that is free from the clutter of the world, and feel the support of your own deep roots. The connections that hold you and sustain you is less than. Hashanep number is greater than. This is the bamboo spirit. It is a spirit of resilience, of grace, of quiet strength. It is a way of being in the world that is both strong and soft, both rooted and flexible, both empty and full. And it is a spirit that is available to you, right here, right now. As you begin to drift into a state of deep rest, let the image of the bamboo be your guide. Let its wisdom be your lullaby. And let its spirit of resilience be your companion on the journey into sleep. Let us now leave the bamboo grove, carrying its wisdom with us, and journey to another place of deep stillness and profound teaching, a Zen garden. Imagine yourself walking through a simple wooden gate, stepping onto a path of smooth, grey stones. The world outside, with its noise and its hurry, fades away, and you enter a space of curated tranquility. The garden is not a riot of colour, but a subtle palette of greens, greys, and browns. There are no grand fountains or ornate statues. Instead, there is a quiet harmony of rock, sand, moss, and carefully pruned trees. This is a place designed not for distraction, but for contemplation. It is a place to cultivate the deep roots of our being, the inner foundation from which all true resilience grows. In the center of the garden is a large expanse of white sand, raked into intricate patterns that resemble the ripples of water. Here and there, islands of rock emerge from the sand, their surfaces covered in a soft green moss that speaks of great age and patience. These rocks are not placed randomly. They are arranged with immense care, each one in relationship to the others, creating a sense of balance and stability. These rocks are a powerful symbol of the unchanging, eternal nature of reality. They have been here for millennia, shaped by wind and rain, yet remaining fundamentally themselves. They represent the solid ground of our own being, the still point within us that is untouched by the ever-changing circumstances of our lives. Resilience begins with finding this inner rock, this unshakable foundation of peace. There is a story of an old monk who lived in a small monastery high in the mountains. When he was a young man, he was tasked with creating a garden in a barren, rocky patch of land behind the monastery. It was a difficult task. The soil was poor, and the winds were harsh. For years, he toiled, clearing the rocks, enriching the soil, and planting trees. Many of the young saplings did not survive the first few winters. His fellow monks advised him to give up, to find an easier task. But the young monk persevered. He saw each dead sapling not as a failure, but as a lesson. He learned which trees were best suited to the harsh climate. He learned how to protect them from the wind. He learned the art of patience, of working in harmony with nature, rather than trying to impose his will upon it. He was not just planting trees. He was cultivating his own spirit. He was growing roots. Years passed, and the young monk became an old monk. The barren patch of land was transformed into a beautiful, thriving garden, a sanctuary of peace for all who visited the monastery. The trees he had planted were now tall and strong, their roots holding firm in the rocky soil. They had become resilient, not in spite of the harsh conditions, but because of them. The struggle had made them strong. One day, a young novice came to the old monk and asked him, "Master, what is the secret of your beautiful garden? How did you make it flourish in this difficult place?" The old monk smiled, his face a map of gentle wrinkles. "There is no secret," he said. "I simply planted trees, and when they died, I planted more. The garden is not the result of my skill, but of my willingness to begin again, and again, and again." This is the essence of building an inner foundation. It is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. It is the practice of Zazen, of sitting meditation, which is the heart of Zen. Zazen is the act of planting ourselves, of putting down roots in the soil of the present moment. Imagine yourself now, sitting on a simple cushion in a quiet room. Your posture is upright, but not stiff, like a mountain. Your hands are resting in your lap, forming a cosmic mudra, a gesture of balance and harmony. Your eyes are half closed, your gaze resting softly on the floor in front of you, and your attention is on your breath. You are not trying to control your breath. You are simply observing it as it flows in and out, a natural rhythm like the tides of the ocean. With each in-breath, you are aware, I am breathing in. With each out-breath, you are aware, I am breathing out. This simple practice is the act of putting down roots. It is an anchor in the storm of your thoughts and emotions. As you sit, thoughts will inevitably arise. Memories, plans, worries, fantasies. They are like clouds passing in the sky. You do not have to chase them. You do not have to fight them. You simply notice them, and then gently, compassionately, you return your attention to your breath, again and again and again. This is the practice of beginning again. This is the cultivation of resilience. Each time you return to your breath, you are strengthening your ability to be present, You are building the muscle of attention. You are creating a space of stillness within you, a refuge from the chaos of the world. You are learning that you are not your thoughts. You are the silent, spacious awareness in which your thoughts arise and pass away. There is a parable of a great mountain that stood in the middle of a vast plain. A river flowed from its slopes, a powerful and relentless force. The river was proud of its strength, and it boasted to the mountain, "I can move anything. I can carve canyons and carry great boulders to the sea. But you just sit there, unmoving and unchanging. You are an obstacle in my path." The mountain remained silent. For centuries, the river flowed around it, constantly trying to wear it down, to wash it away. But the mountain remained. Its great, rocky roots were sunk deep into the earth. It was grounded, stable, and serene. It did not resist the river. It simply allowed the river to flow around it. One day, the river, exhausted from its constant striving, spoke to the mountain again. "I do not understand," it said. "I am so powerful, yet I cannot move you. What is your secret?" The mountain replied, with a voice that was like the rumbling of the earth itself. "I have no secret," it said. "I am simply rooted. I know who I am, and I am content to be what I am. Your strength is in your movement. My strength is in my stillness." Zazen is the practice of becoming like the mountain. It is the practice of finding that place of deep stillness and stability within us. It is not a passive state, but a state of dynamic presence, of being fully alive to the present moment. When we are rooted in this stillness, the rivers of life, with all their challenges and changes, can flow around us without washing us away. We can remain centered, calm, and serene, even in the midst of the storm. Your breath is your most faithful anchor. It is always with you, from the moment you are born until the moment you die. It is a constant, reliable rhythm that can bring you back to the present moment, again and again. When you feel overwhelmed by emotion, when your mind is racing with anxious thoughts, when you feel lost in the storms of life, you can always return to your breath. Feel the sensation of the air entering your nostrils, cool and fresh. Follow it as it fills your lungs, expanding your chest and your belly. And then, feel the gentle release as you exhale, letting go of all tension, all striving. This simple act of mindful breathing is a profound act of self-compassion. It is a way of saying to yourself, "It's okay, just be here, now. This moment is enough." As you continue to rest, to drift deeper into a state of peace, let your breath be your guide. Let it be the anchor that keeps you steady in the gentle currents of sleep. Let it be the root that connects you to the deep, silent earth. And know that with each breath, you are strengthening your inner foundation. You are cultivating the resilience of the mountain, the patience of the ancient rocks, the quiet strength of the monk in his garden. You are learning to be at home in yourself, to find your own still point in a turning world. And in that stillness, you will find a peace that is unshakable, a resilience that is unbreakable. Rest now in the deep, quiet earth of your own being. Having cultivated our roots in the deep soil of stillness, let us now explore another essential quality of the bamboo spirit, the art of yielding. In a world that often glorifies strength as rigidity and success as conquest, Zen wisdom offers a radically different perspective. It teaches us that true strength is found not in resistance, but in flexibility, not in fighting, but in flowing. Imagine yourself now standing on the bank of a wide, flowing river. The water moves with a quiet, inexorable power. It does not have a fixed shape. It takes the shape of whatever contains it. It does not have a fixed path. It finds the path of least resistance. When it encounters a large rock, it does not try to smash it. It simply flows around it, embracing it, and continuing on its journey to the sea. This is the wisdom of water, a wisdom that is deeply revered in Zen and other contemplative traditions. The Tao Te Ching, a foundational text of Taoism which greatly influenced Zen, says, "Water is fluid, soft, and yielding, but water will wear away rock, which is rigid and cannot yield. As a rule, whatever is fluid, soft, and yielding will overcome whatever is rigid and hard." This is a profound paradox. How can softness overcome hardness? How can yielding be a form of strength? It is because yielding is not a passive act of surrender. It is an intelligent and dynamic response to the reality of the present moment. It is the recognition that some forces are too powerful to be resisted directly. To fight them is to invite breakage and defeat. To yield to them is to preserve our energy, to maintain our integrity, and to find a new way forward. There is a story of a young Zen student who was known for his stubbornness. He was strong and determined, and he approached his Zen practice with a fierce intensity. He would sit for hours in meditation, his body rigid and unmoving, trying to conquer his thoughts. He would argue with his teacher, convinced that his own understanding was superior. He was like a mighty oak, determined to stand his ground against all challenges. One day, his teacher took him to a river. The teacher pointed to a large, solid rock in the middle of the current. "That rock is like you," he said. "It is strong and unmoving, but it is also an obstacle. The water must go around it. It creates turbulence and conflict." Then, the teacher pointed to a small, flexible reed growing at the water's edge. "That reed is how you should be," he said. "It is soft and yielding. When the current pushes it, it bends. When the current pulls it, it sways. It does not fight the river. It dances with it. And because it dances, it survives. It is a part of the river, not an obstacle to it." This is the practice of Wu Wei, which is often translated as effortless action or non-striving. It is the art of acting in harmony with the natural flow of things, rather than trying to force our own will upon the world. It is not about being lazy or passive. It is about being so attuned to the present moment, so rooted in our own being, that our actions flow naturally and spontaneously, without the friction of ego and resistance. When we practice Wu Wei, we become like the skilled surfer who rides the wave, rather than trying to stop it. We learn to use the energy of the wave to carry us forward. We become like the master calligrapher, whose brush moves across the paper with a fluid and unhesitating grace, creating a thing of beauty not through force, but through a deep and intuitive connection to the materials and the moment. This art of yielding is particularly important when we are faced with the inevitable storms of life, the loss of a loved one, the diagnosis of an illness, the failure of a cherished dream. In these moments, our natural instinct is often to resist, to fight, to rage against the reality of what is happening. We say, "This shouldn't be happening. This is not fair." This resistance, while understandable, only creates more suffering. It is like trying to hold back the tide with our bare hands. The Zen approach is not to deny the pain or to pretend that everything is okay. It is to meet the reality of the situation with a spirit of acceptance. Acceptance is not the same as resignation. It is not a passive giving up. It is an active and courageous engagement with what is. It is the willingness to feel the pain, to grieve the loss, to acknowledge the reality of the situation, without adding the extra layer of suffering that comes from resistance. There is a famous Zen koan, a paradoxical riddle used for meditation, that illustrates this principle. Two monks were arguing about a flag flapping in the wind. "The flag is moving," said the first one. "No," said the second, "the wind is moving." The Zen master, who happened to be walking by, overheard them. "It is not the flag that is moving," he said. "It is not the wind that is moving. It is your mind that is moving." This koan points to the truth that our experience of reality is shaped by our own minds. The problem is not the external event, but our internal reaction to it. When we can learn to still the mind, to let go of our judgments, our opinions, our need for things to be a certain way, we can find a place of peace, even in the midst of the storm. This is the practice of non-resistance. It is the willingness to let go of our attachment to how we think things, times should times be, and to open ourselves to how they times are. Asterisk. It is a profound act of trust, a surrender to the flow of life, even when we do not understand where it is taking us. Imagine yourself now, floating on your back in a calm, warm sea. The water is supporting you completely. You do not have to do anything. You can simply let go and trust that the water will hold you. This is the feeling of non-resistance. It is a state of deep relaxation, of letting go of all striving, of allowing yourself to be held by the great mystery of life. When a difficult emotion arises, like sadness or anger, you can practice this same art of yielding. Instead of fighting the emotion or trying to push it away, you can simply allow it to be there. You can create a space for it in your awareness. You can feel it in your body, without judgment, and you will find that when you stop resisting it, it begins to lose its power over you. It becomes like a cloud passing in the sky, a wave rising and falling in the ocean of your being. This is not easy. It takes practice. It takes courage. It is the work of a lifetime, but it is the path to true resilience. It is the path of the bamboo, of the willow, of the water. It is the path of finding strength in softness, power in yielding, and freedom in letting go. As you continue to drift deeper into sleep, let go of all resistance. Let go of the need to control, the need to understand, the need to be right. Allow yourself to be held by the soft, dark embrace of the night. Trust in the gentle rhythm of your own breath, and know that in this state of yielding, you are not weak, you are strong, you are resilient, you are like the bamboo, bending in the wind, but never breaking. You are like the water, flowing around every obstacle and finding your way, inevitably, to the great, peaceful ocean of being. Rest now, in the deep, effortless peace of this moment. We have explored the resilience of the bamboo, rooted in the earth and yielding to the wind. Now, let us turn our attention to one of its most mysterious and profound qualities, its hollow center. In our world, we often associate strength with substance, with being solid and full. But Zen wisdom invites us to consider a different kind of strength, a strength that is found in emptiness. Imagine a cup. A cup is useful not because of the clay from which it is made, but because of the emptiness within it. It is this emptiness that allows it to hold water, or tea, or wine. If the cup were solid, it would be useless. Its function, its very purpose, is defined by its emptiness. There is a well-known Zen story about a university professor who came to visit a wise old master. The professor was full of his own knowledge, his own opinions, his own theories about Zen. He came not to learn, but to impress the master with his own erudition. As the master served tea, the professor talked incessantly, expounding on all that he knew. The master listened patiently. He began to pour tea into the professor's cup. He filled it to the brim, and then he kept pouring. The tea overflowed, spilling onto the saucer and then onto the table. The professor, alarmed, cried out, "Stop! The cup is full. It can't hold any more." The master stopped pouring and looked at the professor. "Like this cup," he said, "you are full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup?" This story points to a fundamental truth about resilience. To be resilient, we must have space within us. We must have a hollow center. If we are already full of our own ideas, our own fears, our own attachments, our own stories about who we are and how the world should be, then we have no room to receive anything new. We have no room to adapt, to learn, to grow. We become rigid and brittle, and when the storms of life come, we are easily broken. This inner emptiness is known in Zen as sunyata. It is not a nihilistic void, a bleak nothingness. It is a dynamic and pregnant emptiness, a space of pure potentiality. It is the silence from which all sound is born. It is the stillness from which all movement arises. It is the open, receptive quality of mind that allows us to see things as they truly are, without the filter of our own preconceptions. There is a story of a great tea master who lived in a time of civil war. His city was under siege, and there was great fear and uncertainty. People were hoarding food and barricading their homes. But the tea master, every afternoon, would perform the tea ceremony in his small, simple tea house. He would do so with the same grace, the same attention to detail, the same sense of calm as he did in times of peace. One day, a samurai, a fierce warrior, came to the tea house. He was agitated and angry. "How can you be performing the tea ceremony at a time like this?" he demanded. "The enemy is at the gates. We should be fighting, not drinking tea." The tea master did not argue. He simply bowed and invited the samurai to join him. He performed the ceremony with a profound and quiet dignity. He heated the water, whisked the green tea powder, and presented the bowl to the samurai. Every movement was precise, graceful, and full of presence. As the samurai watched, and as he drank the tea, a strange thing happened. The turmoil in his own heart began to subside. The quiet, focused presence of the tea master was like a balm to his agitated spirit. He felt a sense of peace that he had not felt in a long time. When the ceremony was over, he bowed deeply to the tea master. "Thank you," he said. "You have taught me that even in the midst of war, there can be a place of peace. You have shown me the strength of a still heart." The tea master's strength did not come from a sword or a shield. It came from his hollow center. He was not filled with fear or hatred for the enemy. He was not attached to the outcome of the battle. He was simply present in this moment, performing this sacred ritual with his whole being. His emptiness was his fortress. It was a space of profound peace that could not be touched by the chaos of the world outside. This inner emptiness is closely related to the concept of shoshin, or beginner's mind. A beginner's mind is a mind that is open, eager, and free of preconceptions. It is the mind of a child who is seeing the world for the first time, full of wonder and curiosity. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. To cultivate a beginner's mind is to let go of our need to be an expert, our need to know all the answers. It is to approach each moment, each person, each experience with a fresh perspective. It is to be willing to say, "I don't know." This is a profound act of humility, and it is a source of great resilience. When we are faced with a new challenge, a difficult situation, Our expert mind often gets in the way. We think we know how things should be. We rely on old patterns, old solutions, but a beginner's mind is open to new possibilities. It is not trapped by the past. It is free to be creative, to be innovative, to find a new way forward. Letting go is the key to cultivating this hollow center. We must let go of our attachment to our ideas, our possessions, our identities. We must let go of our need to be right, our need to be in control. We must let go of our regrets about the past and our anxieties about the future. This is not easy. Our ego, our sense of self, is built on these attachments. To let them go can feel like a kind of death. But in this death, there is a rebirth. When we let go of who we think we are, we create a space for who we truly are to emerge. We discover that we are not the sum of our thoughts, our possessions, our accomplishments. We are the silent, spacious awareness in which all of these things arise and pass away. We are the sky, not the clouds. One way to practice this is to become aware of the space between your thoughts. As you rest here, simply notice the flow of your mind. Thoughts will come and go, but in between the thoughts, there are tiny gaps of silence. See if you can rest your attention in these gaps. These moments of stillness are gateways to your hollow center. They are moments of pure presence, of being without doing. Do not try to force the thoughts to stop. That will only create more tension. Simply watch them, as you would watch clouds passing in the sky. And when you notice a space between the clouds, a patch of clear, blue sky, let your mind rest there. In that space, there is no fear, no worry, no striving. There is only peace. This is the strength of emptiness. It is the strength of the bamboo, which is hollow and light. It is the strength of the cup, which is useful because it is empty. It is the strength of the tea master, whose inner peace could not be disturbed by war. It is the strength of the beginner's mind, which is open to all possibilities. As you drift deeper and deeper into a state of restful peace, allow yourself to become empty. Let go of the stories you tell yourself. Let go of the burdens you are carrying. Let go of the need to be anyone or to do anything. Simply be. Rest in the vast, silent, and peaceful emptiness of your own true nature. In this emptiness, you will find a resilience that is not of your own making. It is the resilience of the universe itself, a strength that is both profound and effortless. Rest now, in this hollow, sacred space. We have journeyed through the bamboo grove, sat in the Zen garden, and rested in the hollow center of our being. Now, let us turn our gaze to one of the most fundamental and often challenging truths of existence, the truth of impermanence. In Zen, the deep acceptance of this truth is not a cause for despair, but a gateway to a profound and resilient peace. Imagine yourself in a Japanese garden in the heart of spring. The cherry trees are in full bloom, their branches laden with delicate, pale pink blossoms. The air is filled with their subtle, sweet fragrance. It is a scene of breathtaking beauty, a moment of perfect and fleeting perfection. This is the spirit of Sakura, the cherry blossom. The beauty of the cherry blossoms is so poignant, precisely because it is so brief. The blossoms last for only a week or two, and then the petals begin to fall, carpeting the ground in a soft, pink snow. This is the essence of mono no aware, a Japanese term that can be translated as the pathos of things, or a gentle sadness at their passing. It is not a morbid sadness, but a deep and appreciative awareness of the transient nature of all things. Is less than heishon, to one hash, is greater than, To be resilient, we must make peace with this truth of impermanence. Everything is in a constant state of flux. Our bodies, our thoughts, our emotions, our relationships, the world around us all are subject to the ceaseless flow of change. To resist this flow is to create suffering. It is to cling to the cherry blossoms, trying to prevent them from falling. But to accept this flow is to find a deep and abiding peace. It is to appreciate the beauty of the blossoms in their moment of glory, and then to let them go with a sense of gratitude. There is a famous Zen story about a farmer whose only horse ran away. His neighbors came to console him. "What bad luck," they said. The farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not." A few days later, the horse returned, bringing with it a herd of wild horses. The neighbors came to congratulate him. "What good luck," they said. The farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not." The next day, the farmer's son was trying to tame one of the wild horses when he was thrown off and broke his leg. The neighbors came to offer their sympathy. "What bad luck," they said. The farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not." A week later, the army came to the village, conscripting all the able-bodied young men for a war. The farmer's son, because of his broken leg, was the only one who was spared. This story is a powerful illustration of the unpredictable and ever-changing nature of life. What seems like good luck one day can lead to bad luck the next, and vice versa. The farmer's wisdom was in his refusal to label events as good or bad. He understood that he could not see the whole picture. He was content to live in the uncertainty, to accept the flow of events without judgment. This is the resilience of equanimity. To cultivate this kind of resilience, we must learn to hold our experiences lightly. We must learn to be with our joy without clinging to it, and to be with our sorrow without being consumed by it. We must recognize that both are a part of the rich and complex tapestry of life. Both are seasons of the soul. Think of the 4 seasons. Each has its own beauty, its own challenges, its own lessons. Spring is a time of new beginnings, of fresh growth, of vibrant energy. Summer is a time of fullness, of abundance, of warmth and light. Autumn is a time of letting go, of releasing what is no longer needed, of a beautiful and graceful decline. And winter is a time of rest, of stillness, of gathering energy for the cycle to begin again. A resilient life is one that learns to live in harmony with these seasons. It does not try to make spring last forever. It does not curse the coming of winter. It understands that each season has its purpose, and that the cycle of change is necessary for growth. In the autumn of our lives, we may experience loss. We may have to let go of our health, our youth, our loved ones. This can be a time of great sadness, but it can also be a time of great beauty, like the brilliant colors of the autumn leaves. It is a time when we can release our attachments and find a new kind of freedom. In the winter of our lives, we may experience times of darkness, of stillness, of feeling barren and unproductive. This can be a time of fear and despair, but it can also be a time of deep rest and renewal. It is a time when the seeds of our future growth are gestating in the dark, silent earth of our being. We must learn to trust this fallow period, to know that spring will come again. This acceptance of impermanence is not a passive resignation. It is an active and courageous engagement with the reality of the present moment. It is the practice of finding our peace, not in the stability of our circumstances, but in the stability of our own centered awareness. Imagine yourself sitting by a still pond. The surface of the pond reflects the sky, the clouds, the trees, When the wind blows, the surface of the pond is disturbed and the reflections are broken, but the pond itself remains unchanged. The water is still deep and silent. In the same way, our minds can be like the surface of the pond, disturbed by the winds of change. But our true nature, our deep awareness, is like the pond itself, always still, always peaceful, always present, is less than shown to one is greater than. To find this inner stillness, we can practice observing our thoughts and emotions as if they were clouds passing in the sky. We do not have to identify with them. We do not have to believe them. We can simply watch them come and go, knowing that they are not who we are. We are the sky, vast, open, and serene. This practice of mindful observation helps us to create a space between ourselves and our experiences. In this space, we can find the freedom to choose our response. We do not have to be a slave to our habitual reactions. We can learn to respond to the challenges of life with wisdom, with compassion, and with grace. There is a deep peace that comes from embracing impermanence. When we stop fighting against the flow of life, we find that we are carried by it. When we stop clinging to what is passing, we find that we are free to embrace what is arising. When we make peace with uncertainty, we find a security that is not dependent on external conditions. This is the security of the bamboo spirit. The bamboo does not fear the changing seasons. It is green in the spring, lush in the summer, and it bends with the autumn winds. In the winter, it may be covered in snow, but it is still alive, its roots deep in the earth, its life force quietly gathering for the spring to come. As you rest tonight, let go of your need for certainty. Let go of your attachment to how you think things should be. Embrace the beautiful, transient, and ever-changing nature of life. Find your peace, not in the permanence of things, but in the permanence of your own quiet, loving awareness. Know that you have the strength to weather all the seasons of your life. You have the capacity to find beauty in the fleeting moment, to find wisdom in the midst of change, and to find peace in the heart of uncertainty. You are more resilient than you know. Rest now, in the deep and peaceful acceptance of what is, and let the gentle river of sleep carry you into a new day. We have learned from the bamboo to be flexible, from the mountain to be rooted, and from the cherry blossoms to embrace impermanence. Now, let us explore a crucial aspect of resilience that is often overlooked: the practice of rising after we have fallen. For no matter how strong or wise we become, life will inevitably bring us moments of failure, of setback, of falling down. The true measure of our resilience is not whether we fall, but how we rise. In Japan, there is a beloved symbol of this practice, the Daruma doll. It is a round, hollow doll, typically made of paper mache, with a weighted bottom. It is painted to resemble Bodhidharma, the first patriarch of Zen in China. The doll is designed so that no matter how many times you push it over, it always returns to an upright position. It embodies the famous Japanese proverb, Nana korobi, yaoki, which means, fall down 7 times, get up 8. This is the spirit of indomitable perseverance. It is not a grim, joyless determination, but a playful and persistent refusal to be defeated. The Daruma doll, with its wide, unblinking eyes, seems to stare at adversity with a calm and unwavering focus. It does not deny the fall. It does not complain about being pushed over. It simply, and inevitably, rises again. This practice of rising again is not about pretending that we have not fallen. It is not about ignoring our pain or our disappointment. It is about meeting our failures with a spirit of compassion and curiosity. It is about learning the lessons that our setbacks have to teach us, and then, with courage and grace, beginning again. There is a beautiful Japanese art form called kintsugi, which means to join with gold. When a piece of pottery is broken, it is not thrown away. Instead, it is carefully repaired with a lacquer that is mixed with powdered gold, silver, or platinum. The cracks are not hidden. They are highlighted, celebrated, and transformed into a part of the object's unique beauty. The philosophy of kintsugi is that the breakage and repair are a part of the history of an object, rather than something to be disguised. The piece is more beautiful for having been broken. The cracks are a testament to its resilience, a map of its journey. This is a profound metaphor for the Zen approach to our own brokenness. We all have cracks. We all have been broken by life, in one way or another. The practice of resilience is not to try to hide these cracks, or to pretend that we are perfect and whole. It is to mend ourselves with gold, to see our wounds and our scars, not as sources of shame, but as sources of beauty, of strength, and of wisdom. When we fail, when we make a mistake, when we fall short of our own ideals, our tendency is often to engage in harsh self-criticism. We beat ourselves up, we call ourselves names, we get lost in a spiral of shame and regret. But this only weakens us. It makes it harder to get up again. The Zen practice is to meet our failures with the same compassion and mindfulness that we would offer to a dear friend. We can acknowledge our mistake without identifying with it. We can say, "I made a mistake," rather than, "I am a mistake." We can feel the pain of our failure without letting it define us. There is a story of a young monk who was struggling with his meditation practice. He could not seem to quiet his mind. He was constantly distracted, and he felt like a complete failure. He went to his master and confessed his struggles. "I am a terrible monk," he said. "I cannot meditate. I should just give up." The master listened patiently. Then he picked up a stick and drew a circle in the dirt. "This circle is your practice," he said. "It is not a perfect circle. It is a bit wobbly and uneven, but it is a circle nonetheless. Now, what will you do?" The young monk, thinking it was a test, tried to erase the circle and draw a more perfect one. But the master stopped him. "No," he said, "do not erase it. Simply draw another one, right beside it." This is the practice of beginning again. We do not have to erase our past failures. We do not have to achieve perfection. We simply have to be willing to start over, in this moment, with a fresh intention. Every breath is a new beginning. Every moment is an opportunity to draw a new circle. This practice requires a deep and abiding compassion for ourselves. We must learn to be our own best friend, our own most gentle and forgiving teacher. We must learn to embrace our imperfections, to see the beauty in our own wobbly circles. This is the spirit of wabi-sabi, the Zen aesthetic that finds beauty in things that are imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. When we can embrace our own wabi-sabi nature, we are freed from the tyranny of perfectionism. We can take risks. We can be vulnerable. We can try new things, knowing that it is okay to fail. We can see our failures not as evidence of our inadequacy, but as opportunities for growth, as valuable lessons on the path of wisdom. This is the resilience of the Dharma doll, of the kintsugi bowl, of the monk who keeps drawing new circles. It is a resilience that is not based on being unbreakable, but on the willingness to be broken and to be mended with gold. It is a resilience that is not based on never falling, but on the courage to get up, again and again and again. As you rest tonight, let go of any sense of failure or inadequacy that you may be carrying. Forgive yourself for your mistakes. See the beauty in your own imperfections, and know that you have within you the capacity to rise again, no matter how many times you have fallen. Embrace the spirit of the Dharma doll. Feel its weighted bottom, its low center of gravity, its unwavering commitment to return to uprightness. This is your own true nature. You are grounded, you are centered, and you are resilient. And if you feel broken, if you feel that your life is in pieces, remember the art of kintsugi. Know that your cracks can be filled with gold. Your wounds can become sources of beauty and strength. Your history, with all its joys and its sorrows, is what makes you uniquely and beautifully you. Rest now in the deep and compassionate acceptance of your own humanity. Let go of the struggle for perfection and trust in your own innate ability to begin again. The night is a time of rest and repair. It is a time when the gold is being mixed, when the cracks are being mended, and in the morning, you will rise again, stronger and more beautiful for having been broken. Sleep now, in the gentle, healing embrace of this truth. Our journey into the heart of resilience has shown us the wisdom of the bamboo, the mountain, the river, and the cherry blossom. We have learned to be flexible, to be rooted, to yield, and to embrace impermanence. Now, for our final lesson, let us seek the still point in the turning world, the eye of the storm, the center of the cyclone. For it is here, in the heart of chaos, that the most profound resilience is found. Imagine a great hurricane. The winds are raging, the waves are crashing. The world is a maelstrom of destructive power, but at the very center of this storm, there is a place of perfect calm. This is the eye of the hurricane. Here, the sun may be shining, the sky may be blue, the air may be still. To be in the eye of the storm is to be untouched by the chaos that rages all around. In the same way, in the midst of the storms of our own lives, there is a still point within us. It is a place of deep and abiding peace, a sanctuary of silence that cannot be disturbed by the winds of change or the waves of emotion. This is our true nature. This is the unmoving mind of Zen. There is a story of a great Zen master who lived in a monastery in a region that was prone to earthquakes. One day, a powerful earthquake struck. The ground shook violently, buildings swayed, and the younger monks ran out of the monastery in panic. But the old master remained seated in the meditation hall, in a state of perfect and unruffled calm. When the shaking had stopped, the young monks returned, ashamed of their fear. They found the master sitting just as they had left him. "Master," they asked, "were you not afraid? How could you remain so calm when the whole world was shaking?" The master replied, "The earth was shaking. I was not shaking." In this simple statement lies a profound truth. The master did not identify with the earthquake. He did not make its chaos his own. He remained in his own center, in the still point of his own being. He was the eye of the storm. This is the practice of equanimity. Equanimity is not a state of indifference or apathy. It is not a cold detachment from life. It is a deep and balanced engagement with life, a state of being fully present to the joys and the sorrows, the pleasures and the pains, without being thrown off balance by them. It is the ability to maintain a calm and spacious heart in the midst of all circumstances. This equanimity is born of wisdom. It is the wisdom that understands that all things are impermanent. It is the wisdom that knows that we cannot control the external world, but we can choose our internal response. It is the wisdom that recognizes that our true home is not in the changing circumstances of our lives, but in the unchanging awareness that is our true nature. One way to cultivate this equanimity is to practice observing our experiences without judgment. When a pleasant feeling arises, we can notice it without clinging to it. When an unpleasant feeling arises, we can notice it without resisting it. We can simply allow our experiences to be what they are, like weather patterns passing through the vast, open sky of our awareness. This is the unmoving mind. It is not a mind that is empty of thought, but a mind that is not moved by thought. It is a mind that has found its anchor in the deep, silent stillness of being. It is a mind that is free from the tyranny of likes and dislikes, of craving and aversion. Is less than hashon to one hash is greater than. When we can rest in this unmoving mind, we find a resilience that is truly unshakable. We are no longer at the mercy of our circumstances. We are no longer a leaf tossed about by the winds of fate. We are the mountain, rooted and serene. We are the deep ocean, calm in our depths, no matter how turbulent the surface may be. And how do we find our way to this still point? The path is simple, and it is always available to us. It is the path of returning to the breath, returning to the body, returning to the present moment. Whenever you feel lost in the storm of your thoughts, whenever you feel overwhelmed by the chaos of the world, you can always come back to the anchor of your breath. Feel the simple, physical sensation of the air flowing in and out of your body. This is your lifeline to the present moment. This is your gateway to the still point. As you rest here tonight, on the verge of sleep, let this be your final practice. Let go of all the stories, all the dramas, all the turmoil of your day, and simply rest in the awareness of your own breathing. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the soft expansion and contraction of your belly. This is your home base. This is your refuge. This is the eye of the storm. Here, in this simple, present moment awareness, there is no fear, no worry, no striving. There is only peace. And so, our journey with the bamboo spirit comes to a close. We have learned to be rooted like the mountain, to be flexible like the bamboo, to flow like the water, to embrace impermanence like the cherry blossoms, to rise again like the Daruma doll, and to find the still point in the midst of the storm. These are not just beautiful ideas, they are practices, ways of being that you can carry with you into your waking life. They are the seeds of a deep and abiding resilience, a strength that is not of your own making, but is a gift of your own true nature. As you now surrender to the gentle embrace of sleep, let the image of the bamboo grove at night be your final meditation. The wind has died down, the leaves are still, the moon casts a soft, silvery light on the tall, graceful stalks. They are at rest, yet they are alive, their roots drinking from the deep, silent earth, their life force quietly gathering for the new day to come. Be like the bamboo. Rest in your own strength. Rest in your own flexibility. Rest in your own emptiness. Rest in your own deep-rooted connection to all that is. And know that you have within you all that you need to meet the challenges of your life, with grace, with courage, and with a deep and unshakable peace. Sleep now, gentle soul. Sleep deeply, and awaken refreshed, renewed, and resilient. Let us return to the bamboo grove, to that sacred cathedral of green. Take a slow, deep breath and imagine yourself there once more. The air is thick with the scent of life, a mixture of damp earth, decaying leaves, and the fresh, clean fragrance of the bamboo itself. The light is a soft emerald green, filtering through the dense canopy of leaves far above. It is a world unto itself, a world of profound peace and quiet strength. As you walk deeper into the grove, the path disappears, and you are surrounded on all sides by the tall, slender stalks. They stand in a silent community, a forest of graceful pillars. Some are young and vibrant green, their surfaces smooth and almost waxy to the touch. Others are older, a pale, silvery green, their surfaces etched with the fine lines of time. Each one is a unique individual, yet each one is also a part of the whole, a single note in a grand, silent symphony. Notice the sound of your own footsteps on the soft, leafy ground. It is a gentle, rhythmic crunching, a sound that seems to deepen the surrounding silence. The rustling of the leaves above is a constant, soothing whisper, like the sound of a distant ocean. It is the voice of the grove, the breath of the bamboo. Listen to it, let it calm your mind and soothe your heart. Let us revisit the first lesson of the bamboo, its structure. The stalk is divided into segments, separated by nodes. These nodes are like the joints in our own bodies, points of articulation and strength. They are the places where the bamboo pauses in its growth, consolidating its energy before reaching for the next level. They are a reminder that growth is not a continuous, linear process. It is a rhythm of reaching and resting, of striving and consolidating. In our own lives, we often resist these pauses. We want to be constantly moving forward, constantly achieving, constantly growing. We see the moments of rest, of stillness, of consolidation as a waste of time. But the bamboo teaches us otherwise. It teaches us that these nodes of rest are essential for our strength and our stability. They are the foundation upon which our future growth is built. Now, let us consider again the second lesson, flexibility. The bamboo's ability to bend in the wind is its most celebrated quality. But this flexibility is not a weakness. It is a highly intelligent form of strength. The bamboo does not just passively yield to the wind. It engages with it. It dances with it. It uses the wind's own energy to move. There is a story of two martial arts masters who were to have a duel. One was a young, powerful man, known for his immense physical strength and his aggressive, unyielding style. He was like a great block of granite. The other was an old, frail-looking man, a master of a soft, internal style of martial arts. He was like a stalk of bamboo. The young master attacked with a furious barrage of powerful blows. The old master did not try to block them. He simply yielded, moving his body with a fluid grace, redirecting the young man's energy, causing him to stumble and lose his balance. The young man became more and more frustrated. The harder he attacked, the more he seemed to be fighting himself. Finally, exhausted and bewildered, the young man fell to the ground. The old master stood over him, not with a look of triumph, but with a look of compassion. "Your strength is your weakness," he said. "You are so full of your own power that you have no room for anything else. You fight the world, and so the world fights you. I do not fight the world. I dance with it, and so the world dances with me." This is the resilience of flexibility. It is the ability to meet the challenges of life, not with rigid resistance, but with a fluid and intelligent grace. It is the ability to yield without giving up, to be soft without being weak, and to find our strength not in our own power, but in our ability to harmonize with the power of the universe. As you rest here, in the quiet of this moment, let go of all rigidity in your body and your mind. Let your muscles soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let your thoughts become light and fluid, like clouds passing in the sky. Imagine yourself as a stalk of bamboo, standing tall and graceful, yet ready to dance with whatever winds may come. Let us now deepen our exploration of the Zen garden, that microcosm of the universe, that place of profound stillness and peace. The garden is not just a collection of beautiful objects. It is a living teaching, a silent sermon on the art of cultivating a resilient spirit, and the foundation of this resilience, as the garden so beautifully illustrates, is the practice of building deep and stable roots. Consider again the ancient rocks, their surfaces covered in a velvet blanket of moss. They seem to exude a sense of deep and unshakable peace. They have witnessed the passing of centuries, the changing of seasons, the rise and fall of empires. They have been battered by storms and scorched by the sun, yet they remain. They are a testament to the power of endurance, of patience, of simply being. In our own lives, we are often like pebbles, tossed about by the waves of our thoughts and emotions. We are easily moved, easily disturbed. The practice of zazen, of sitting meditation, is the practice of becoming like the mountain. It is the practice of sinking our awareness deep into the earth of our own being, of finding that place of inner stability that is untouched by the surface turmoil of our lives. Imagine that with each in-breath, you are drawing energy up from the deep, silent earth, and with each out-breath, you are sending your roots down, deeper and deeper, into that same earth. Feel yourself becoming grounded, centered, and stable. Feel the quiet strength that comes from this connection to the earth. This practice of rooting ourselves in the present moment is not about escaping from the world. It is about engaging with the world from a place of greater strength and stability. When we are rooted, we are less likely to be blown over by the winds of adversity. We are more able to offer shade and shelter to others. We become a source of peace and stability in a chaotic world. There is a story of a Zen master who was known for his profound stillness. He would sit in meditation for hours, his presence so powerful that it seemed to calm the very air around him. A young student, who was struggling with his own restless mind, asked the master, "How do you find such peace? My mind is like a wild monkey, always jumping from branch to branch." The master smiled. "For many years," he said, "my mind was also a wild monkey. I tried to chain it, to cage it, but that only made it more frantic. Then, one day, I decided to try something different. I decided to build the monkey a beautiful tree to play in. The tree," the master explained, "is the present moment. The branches are the sensations of the breath, the sounds in the room, the feelings in the body. I simply invited the monkey of my mind to play in this tree, to jump from one sensation to another, but always to stay within the tree of the present moment. And over time, the monkey grew tired of its frantic jumping. It began to sit on a branch for longer and longer periods, content to simply be. It did not lose its energy, but its energy became calm and focused. It became a source of joy, not of distraction." This is the art of zazen. It is not about killing the monkey of the mind, but about giving it a beautiful and spacious tree to play in. It is about befriending our own minds and gently, patiently, training them to rest in the present moment. This is the building of our inner foundation. This is the cultivation of a resilience that is both strong and gentle, both disciplined and free. Let us now return to the river, that great teacher of the art of yielding. The river's strength is not in its hardness, but in its softness. It is not in its rigidity, but in its adaptability. It is a perfect embodiment of the Zen principle of Ju, which means gentleness or softness. In the martial art of Judo, which is known as the gentle way, the practitioner learns to overcome a stronger opponent not by meeting force with force, but by yielding to the opponent's force and redirecting it. This is a profound lesson for our own lives. We are often faced with forces that are stronger than we are. The force of a powerful emotion, the force of a difficult circumstance, the force of another person's anger. Our instinct is to resist, to push back, to fight. But this often only makes the situation worse. It is like trying to punch the water. You only hurt your own hand. The way of Zen is to learn to be like the water. It is to learn to yield, to adapt, to flow. This does not mean that we become a doormat. It does not mean that we allow ourselves to be abused or taken advantage of. It means that we learn to be intelligent in our yielding. We learn to preserve our own energy, to protect our own inner peace, and to find the path of least resistance. There is a story of a Zen master who was walking with his student in a storm. The wind was blowing fiercely, and the rain was coming down in sheets. The student was struggling, leaning into the wind, fighting to move forward. The master, on the other hand, seemed to be walking with an effortless grace. "Master," the student shouted over the wind, "how can you walk so easily in this storm?" The master replied, "I have made the wind, my friend. I do not fight it. I let it carry me." The master was not just yielding to the wind. He was using its energy to his own advantage. He was practicing the art of Wu Wei, of effortless action. This is a subtle and profound practice. It requires a deep sensitivity to the present moment, a willingness to let go of our own agenda, and a trust in the natural flow of things. It is the practice of becoming a channel for a power that is greater than our own. As you rest tonight, let go of all your fighting, all your striving, all your resistance. Allow yourself to be soft, to be fluid, to be yielding. Imagine yourself as a river, flowing effortlessly around every obstacle, finding your way, inevitably, to the great, peaceful ocean of sleep. Trust in the gentle way, trust in the power of softness, and let yourself be carried by the current of this present moment into a deep and restful peace. Let us now deepen our understanding of the hollow center, the sacred emptiness that is the source of the bamboo's strength. In our culture, emptiness is often seen as a negative state, a lack, a void to be filled. We are constantly encouraged to accumulate more knowledge, more possessions, more experiences. But Zen wisdom teaches us that there is a profound power and peace to be found in emptiness. This is the emptiness of sunyata. It is not a blank nothingness, but a vibrant, living spaciousness. It is the open sky of the mind, in which all the clouds of thought and emotion can arise and pass away without leaving a trace. It is the silence of the concert hall, which allows the music to be heard in all its richness and beauty. To cultivate this inner emptiness is to practice the art of letting go. It is to release our grip on our own ideas, our own beliefs, our own stories about who we are. This can be frightening, for our ego is built on these things. But when we have the courage to let them go, we discover a freedom and a peace that is beyond all understanding. There is a story of a great artist who was asked to paint a mural on one wall of a temple. On the opposite wall, another artist was asked to do the same. The first artist was a master of technique. He gathered all the finest pigments, the most expensive brushes, and he worked for months, creating a masterpiece of intricate detail and vibrant color. Is less than has shown. Number is greater than. The second artist, however, did nothing. He simply spent his days polishing the wall, making it as smooth and reflective as a mirror. When the day of the unveiling came, the first artist's mural was revealed, and it was breathtaking. The crowd gasped in admiration. Then, the curtain was drawn back from the second artist's wall, and on it was a reflection of the first artist's mural, but it was a reflection that was even more beautiful, more luminous, more alive than the original. The second artist had created a masterpiece, not by adding, but by taking away. He had created a perfect emptiness, a perfect receptivity that could hold and reflect all the beauty of the world. This is the power of the empty mind. It is a mind that is not cluttered with its own creations, but is open and receptive to the truth and beauty that is all around us. It is a mind that can see things as they are, without the distortion of its own biases and projections. As you rest tonight, allow your own mind to become like that polished wall. Let go of all your thoughts, all your plans, all your worries. Simply rest in the open, spacious, and silent awareness that is your true nature. In this emptiness, you will find a peace that is not of this world. You will find a resilience that is as vast and as unshakable as the sky itself. Let us now return to the garden of impermanence, where the cherry blossoms are falling like a soft pink snow. Each petal that lets go of the branch is a tiny teacher, a silent master of the art of graceful release. The tree does not mourn their passing. It knows that this is the natural cycle of things, that this letting go is necessary for the new growth of summer and the deep rest of winter. Our lives are also a succession of falling blossoms. We are constantly letting go of moments, of experiences, of relationships, of versions of ourselves. To resist this process is to create a kind of spiritual constipation, a blockage in the natural flow of life. But to embrace it is to find a deep and poignant beauty in the very transience of our existence. This is the spirit of Ichigo Ichie, a Japanese phrase that can be translated as one time, one meeting. It is the recognition that each moment is unique and unrepeatable. The tea ceremony, the conversation with a friend, the sight of a sunset, each is a once-in-a-lifetime event. When we can bring our full presence to these moments, we can experience their richness and their beauty in a way that is not diminished by their passing. This is a resilience that is not based on permanence, but on presence. It is the ability to find our home not in the stability of our circumstances, but in the quality of our attention. It is the ability to drink deeply from the river of life, knowing that it is always flowing, always changing. As you rest tonight, let go of your attachment to the past and your anxiety about the future. Rest in the simple, profound, and ever-changing beauty of this present moment. Feel the sensation of your breath, the warmth of your body, the softness of your bed. This moment is all there is, and it is enough. Let the gentle river of time carry you into the deep and dreamless ocean of sleep. Let us now revisit the Daruma doll, that roly-poly symbol of indomitable spirit. Its weighted bottom is its secret. It is its connection to the earth, its low center of gravity. When it is pushed over, this weighted bottom is what brings it back to uprightness. In the same way, when we are knocked down by life, it is our own groundedness, our own connection to our true nature that allows us to rise again. This is the practice of returning. It is the practice of coming back, again and again, to our center. When we are lost in a storm of emotion, we can return to our breath. When we are caught in a spiral of negative thinking, we can return to the sensations in our body. When we have failed, we can return to our intention to begin again. This is not a practice of perfection, but a practice of persistence. It is not about never falling, but about becoming a master of getting up. It is about cultivating a spirit of gentle and unwavering perseverance, a spirit that is not discouraged by setbacks, but is strengthened by them. Remember the art of kintsugi, of mending broken pottery with gold. Your own life is a kintsugi masterpiece. Every crack, every scar, every place where you have been broken is an opportunity to be filled with the gold of wisdom. of compassion, of resilience. Do not hide your cracks. Do not be ashamed of your brokenness. It is what makes you beautiful. It is what makes you human. It is what makes you strong. As you rest tonight, honor your own journey. Honor all the times you have fallen and all the times you have risen again. See the golden threads of resilience that are woven throughout the fabric of your life. And know that you have within you the strength to meet whatever comes, to mend whatever is broken, and to rise again and again and again. Let us linger for a while in this sacred space, this still point at the center of the turning world. The discovery of this inner sanctuary is the ultimate fruit of our practice, the culmination of all our efforts to be rooted, to be flexible, and to be open. It is the discovery that our true home is not in any external condition, but in the silent, spacious awareness that is our very nature. The Zen master in the earthquake was not a Superman. He was not without feeling. He undoubtedly felt the shaking of the earth, the fear that arose in his body, but he did not identify with it. He did not become the fear. He remained in the seat of the observer, the silent witness of his own experience. This is the essence of equanimity. Equanimity is often described as a state of balance. Imagine a set of old-fashioned scales. When the weights on both sides are equal, the scale is in balance. In the same way, the mind of equanimity is not thrown off balance by the changing weights of pleasure and pain, of gain and loss, of praise and blame. It remains centered, poised, and peaceful. This is not a state of cold indifference. It is a state of warm and spacious acceptance. It is the heart's ability to hold all of life's experiences with an even and loving embrace. It is the understanding that both the light and the shadow are a part of the great dance of life, and that both have something to teach us. There is a story of a Zen master who was famous for his equanimity. Nothing seemed to disturb him. One day, a man came to him and began to insult him in the most vile and vicious way. The master listened patiently, without saying a word. When the man had finished, the master asked him, "If you offer a gift to someone and they do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man, taken aback, replied, "Well, it belongs to me, of course." The master smiled. "Exactly, and I do not accept your gift of insults." This is the power of the unmoving mind. It is a mind that is not a slave to the opinions of others. It is a mind that is not dependent on external validation for its sense of worth. It is a mind that is free, sovereign, and at peace with itself. It is a mind that has found its home in the still point. This still point is not something we have to create. It is already here. It is the silent background of awareness against which all the noise of our lives takes place. Our practice is not to create this stillness, but to discover it, to return to it, to rest in it. And the gateway to this still point is always the present moment. It is always the simple, humble, and profound reality of our own breath, our own body. As you lie here, on the edge of sleep, feel the gentle rhythm of your breathing. This is the anchor that can hold you steady in any storm. This is the path that can lead you home to the silent, peaceful center of your own being. Let go of the day, let go of the world, let go of yourself, and simply rest in the vast, silent, and loving awareness that you are. This is the ultimate resilience. This is the ultimate peace. This is the gift of Zen. Sleep now, in the deep and dreamless peace of your own true nature. Let us wander again into the heart of the bamboo grove, this living temple of resilience. The air here is different, cooler, and imbued with a sense of ancient peace. The light, a soft, filtered emerald, seems to wash over the world, cleansing it of its harsh edges. It is a place that invites you to slow down, to breathe more deeply, to simply be. As you stand amidst the towering stalks, you become aware of the subtle music of the grove. It is the whisper of leaf against leaf, a sound that has been called the bamboo's laughter. It is a gentle, sibilant sound, a constant reminder of the presence of the wind, that invisible force of change. The bamboo does not fear the wind. It speaks its language. It has learned to translate the wind's power into a song of graceful movement. Let's reflect again on the structure of the bamboo, its segmented stalk and its reinforcing nodes. This structure is a marvel of natural engineering. The hollow segments make the stalk light and flexible, while the solid nodes provide periodic strength and stability. It is a perfect balance of emptiness and fullness, of yielding and holding firm. This teaches us that resilience is not a single quality, but a dynamic interplay of opposites. There are times when we need to be hollow, to be empty and receptive, to let go of our rigid ideas and allow new possibilities to enter. And there are times when we need to be solid, to stand firm in our values, to hold fast to our integrity. The wisdom of resilience lies in knowing which quality is needed in each moment. There is a story of a young bamboo shoot that was growing at the edge of the grove, near a large, ancient stone. The shoot was ambitious. It wanted to grow as tall and as fast as possible, but the stone was in its way. The shoot pushed and pushed against the stone, but the stone would not move. The shoot became frustrated and discouraged. An older bamboo stalk, which had watched the young shoot struggle, rustled its leaves as if to get its attention. "Do not fight the stone," the old stalk whispered. "The stone is your teacher. It is teaching you the art of the detour. It is teaching you that the direct path is not always the best path. Learn to grow around it. Learn to use its stability to make you stronger." The young shoot, humbled, took the old stalk's advice. It stopped pushing against the stone and began to grow around it, its slender stalk curving gracefully around the ancient obstacle. The journey took longer, but in the process, the shoot developed a unique and beautiful shape. Its curve became a testament to its struggle and its adaptation. It had learned that an obstacle can become an opportunity, that a limitation can become a source of character. This is the resilience of creative adaptation. It is the ability to find a new way when the old way is blocked. It is the wisdom to see our obstacles not as enemies, but as teachers. It is the courage to embrace the detours, the curves, the unexpected turns of our life's journey, and to know that these are the very things that give us our unique and beautiful shape. Now, let us consider again the profound lesson of the bamboo's hollow center. This emptiness, this sunyata, is not just a philosophical concept. It is a felt experience. It is the experience of being free from the constant chatter of the inner narrator, that voice in our heads that is always judging, always commenting, always worrying. When we can quiet that voice, even for a moment, we discover a deep and profound peace. We discover that we are not that voice. We are the silent, spacious awareness that is listening to that voice. This discovery is the beginning of true freedom. It is the beginning of a resilience that is not dependent on our thoughts or our feelings, but is grounded in the vast, silent emptiness of our own true nature. As you continue to rest, as you feel the gentle pull of sleep, allow yourself to sink into this inner emptiness. Let it be a soft, welcoming space. Let it be a sanctuary from all the noise and the striving of the world. Here, in this hollow center, you are safe, You are whole. You are free. Rest now, in the deep, silent, and resilient peace of your own empty heart. Let us return to the quiet contemplation of the Zen garden, this landscape of the soul. The garden is a mirror, reflecting the inner state of the one who tends it and the one who walks within it. Its beauty is not a wild, untamed beauty, but a beauty of intention, of mindfulness, of deep and patient cultivation. It is a beauty that arises from a profound connection to the earth and to the silent, eternal principles of nature. The practice of creating a Zen garden is itself a form of meditation. The raking of the sand, the placing of the rocks, the pruning of the trees, each action is performed with a focused and reverent attention. It is a practice of shaping the outer world as a way of shaping the inner world. It is a way of creating a physical manifestation of the inner qualities of peace, of balance, and of harmony. Let us focus on the moss, that humble and ancient plant that carpets the rocks and the ground. Moss is a symbol of tranquility, of age, and of a quiet, unassuming beauty. It does not have flashy flowers or dramatic foliage. Its beauty is in its texture, its color, its softness. It thrives in the shade, in the damp, quiet places of the world. It is a reminder that growth does not always have to be loud and spectacular. There is a deep strength in quiet, patient, and unobtrusive growth. To cultivate a resilient spirit is, in many ways, to cultivate a moss garden in our own hearts. It is to create a soft, quiet, and welcoming space within us, a space that is not disturbed by the harsh glare of the world. It is to learn to thrive in the shade, to find our nourishment in the quiet, contemplative practices of meditation and mindfulness. Is less than has shown, to one hash is greater than. There is a story of a young monk who was very proud of his intellectual understanding of Zen. He had read all the sutras, he could quote all the masters, and he loved to engage in philosophical debates. But he had no inner peace. His mind was always restless, always striving, always seeking to prove itself. His master, seeing his predicament, gave him a simple task. He was to care for a small patch of moss in a quiet corner of the monastery garden. The young monk was insulted. He felt that this task was beneath him, but he obeyed. Every day, he would go to the moss garden. He would weed it, water it, and protect it from the harsh sun. At first, he did so with a sense of resentment, but as the weeks and months went by, a change began to occur. He started to notice the subtle beauty of the moss, its different shades of green, its soft, velvety texture. He started to feel a connection to it, a sense of kinship. He found that as he cared for the moss, a sense of quiet and peace began to grow in his own heart. He stopped thinking so much about the sutras and the masters. He stopped trying to understand Zen with his intellect. He simply became present to the simple, humble reality of the moss. And in that presence, he found the peace that he had been seeking all along. He had learned that wisdom is not just in the head, it is in the hands, in the heart, in the earth. It is in the simple, patient, and loving act of tending to life. This is the building of our inner foundation. It is not a grand, heroic act. It is a series of small, patient, and often unseen acts of cultivation. It is the daily practice of returning to our breath, of tending to our own inner garden, of finding our connection to the deep, silent earth of our own being. As you rest tonight, imagine that you are tending to a moss garden in your own heart. With each breath, you are gently weeding out the thoughts of worry and fear. With each breath, you are watering the seeds of peace and compassion. You are creating a soft, green, and welcoming space within you, a sanctuary where you can always find rest and renewal. Trust in this quiet, patient process, and know that in this simple act of inner gardening, you are cultivating a resilience that is as deep, as ancient, and as beautiful as the moss itself. Let us now wade deeper into the river of yielding, that powerful current of gentle strength. The wisdom of water is a recurring theme in Zen and Taoist thought, for it holds the key to a life of effortless grace and profound resilience. The water does not resist, it embraces. It does not attack, it envelops. It does not hold on, it lets go. And in this constant state of surrender, it finds its immense power. Consider the rain. It falls from the sky, a soft and gentle force. It does not demand that the earth receive it. It simply offers itself, and the earth, in its own time, opens and drinks it in. The rain nourishes the soil. It gives life to the plants. It fills the rivers and the lakes. It is a perfect example of a power that is based not on force, but on generosity and release. In our own lives, we often try to be like the rock, solid and unmoving. We build walls around our hearts. We cling to our opinions and our beliefs. We resist change. But this rigidity only leads to brittleness. It makes us vulnerable to the inevitable storms of life. The way of Zen is to learn to be like the rain, to be soft, to be gentle, to be generous, to let go. There is a story of a Zen master who was known for his ability to calm even the most difficult and angry people, a fierce and powerful general who was used to getting his own way through intimidation, heard of this master and decided to test him. He went to the master's temple and began to shout and rage, trying to provoke a reaction. The master simply sat, a faint smile on his lips, and listened. He did not argue. He did not defend himself. He simply provided a vast and silent space for the general's anger to exhaust itself. The general, like a fire that has run out of fuel, eventually fell silent. He was bewildered by the master's lack of resistance. "Why do you not fight back?" the general demanded. The master replied, "Your anger is like a storm. I am like an open field. The storm rages, but it does not harm the field. It simply passes. If I were a tall, rigid tree, your storm might break me. But because I am an open, empty field, I am safe." This is the resilience of non-resistance. It is the discovery that our true safety lies not in our defenses, but in our openness. It is the courage to be vulnerable, to be soft, to be receptive. It is the wisdom to know that when we stop fighting the world stops fighting us. As you drift into sleep, let go of all your defenses. Let the walls around your heart dissolve. Allow yourself to be soft, to be open, to be vulnerable. Trust that in this state of gentle yielding, you are not weak, you are strong. You are like the water, which can wear away rock. You are like the open field, which cannot be harmed by the storm. You are safe in the vast, open, and loving embrace of the universe. Let us now rest in the profound and peaceful mystery of the hollow center. The world tells us to be full, to be important, to be somebody. Zen invites us to be empty, to be nobody, to be free. This is not a path of self-negation, but of self-transcendence. It is the path of discovering a self that is so vast, so spacious, so empty, that it can contain the entire universe. Imagine a room that is cluttered with furniture, with books, with possessions. There is no space to move, no space to breathe. This is like a mind that is cluttered with thoughts, with worries, with attachments. It is a cramped, and uncomfortable place to be. Now, imagine that you begin to empty the room. You let go of the things you no longer need. You create space. The room becomes light, airy, and peaceful. This is what happens when we practice emptying our minds. We create a space of inner freedom, of inner peace. This is the practice of zazen, of just sitting. We sit, and we allow the clutter of our minds to settle. We do not try to push the thoughts away. We simply let them be. And in the space between the thoughts, we catch a glimpse of the vast, silent, and empty nature of our own awareness. There is a story of a monk who attained enlightenment while listening to the sound of a pebble striking a stalk of bamboo. In that moment of sudden, unexpected sound, his chattering mind fell silent, and in that silence, he saw the truth of his own empty nature. He was not the thinker of his thoughts. He was the silent awareness in which the thoughts and the sound and the whole world appeared. This is the great liberation of Zen. It is the discovery that our true identity is not in the small, constricted ego, but in the vast, open, and boundless heart of awareness itself. This awareness is like the sky. It is not affected by the clouds that pass through it. It is not harmed by the storms that rage within it. It is always and forever peaceful, serene, and free. As you rest tonight, allow yourself to merge with this vast and silent sky of awareness. Let your thoughts be like clouds, drifting by without leaving a trace. Let your feelings be like waves, rising and falling on the great ocean of your being. Rest in the knowledge that your true nature is as vast, as silent, and as peaceful as the night sky itself. You are the emptiness that holds all things, and in this emptiness, you are completely and utterly resilient. Let us now walk again in the garden of impermanence and breathe in the bittersweet fragrance of the falling cherry blossoms. Each petal is a love letter to the present moment. It does not cling to the branch, mourning the end of its brief life. It lets go with a graceful surrender, dancing on the wind and becoming one with the earth again. It teaches us the beauty of letting go. We live in a culture that fears endings. We want things to last forever. We want our youth, our health, our relationships, our moments of happiness to be permanent. But this is like trying to hold the river in our hands. The more we grasp, the more it slips through our fingers. The more we resist the flow of change, the more we suffer. The wisdom of Zen is to learn to flow with the river. It is to learn to say goodbye with the same grace and gratitude with which we say hello. It is to understand that every ending is also a beginning. The falling of the blossoms is what makes the fruit possible. The death of the winter is what makes the spring possible. There is a story of a Zen master who was dying. His monks were gathered around him, their faces filled with sorrow. The master, however, was calm and serene. He looked at his weeping students and said, "Do not be sad. All of life is a series of hellos and goodbyes. This is just another goodbye, but it is also a hello to a new adventure." This is the resilience of a heart that has made peace with impermanence. It is a heart that is not afraid of change, but sees it as the very dance of life itself. It is a heart that can find joy, not just in the blooming, but also in the fading. It is a heart that can hold all of life's experiences, the beautiful and the painful, with a sense of profound and loving acceptance. As you rest tonight, let go of your struggle with time. Let go of your regrets about the past and your fears about the future. Rest in the timeless, ever-changing, and eternal now. Feel the gentle rhythm of your breath, a river that is always flowing, always new, and trust that this river is carrying you, safely and gently, to the great ocean of peace. Let us now hold in our hands the Daruma doll, that cheerful and persistent symbol of resilience. Its round, weighted form is a perfect embodiment of a grounded and centered spirit. It can be pushed, it can be knocked, it can be toppled, but it cannot be defeated. Its very nature is to return to uprightness. This is a powerful reminder that our own true nature is also one of resilience. We may forget this. We may get lost in feelings of failure and despair. We may believe the story that we are broken beyond repair. But deep within us, there is a weighted bottom, a spiritual center of gravity that is always calling us back to wholeness, back to balance, back to our own true north. The practice of resilience is the practice of listening to this inner call. It is the practice of honoring our own innate capacity to heal and to grow. It is the practice of treating ourselves with the same kindness and encouragement that we would offer to a small child who is learning to walk. When a child falls, we do not scold them. We do not tell them that they are a failure. We scoop them up. We kiss their scraped knee, and we say, "You can do it. Try again." And the child, feeling our love and our belief in them, gets up and tries again. Can we learn to offer ourselves this same unconditional love? Can we learn to be our own compassionate witness, our own most steadfast cheerleader? This is the heart of the Zen practice of self-compassion. It is the understanding that we are all just children, learning to walk the path of life, and we will all fall, many, many times. The important thing is not to stay down. The important thing is to get up, to dust ourselves off, and to take the next step. Remember the art of kintsugi. The golden lacquer does not just repair the broken pottery. It makes it more valuable, more beautiful, more unique. In the same way, our own experiences of brokenness, when met with the gold of a loving and compassionate awareness, can become our greatest strengths. Our wounds can become our wisdom. Our scars can become our beauty. As you rest tonight, send a wave of kindness and compassion to all the broken places within you. Let go of the need to be perfect. Embrace your own beautiful, messy, and resilient humanity, and trust in the golden alchemy of your own heart, which can transform even the deepest wounds into sources of light and of love. Let us now come to the heart of the matter, the very center of the spinning wheel of life. All the practices we have explored being rooted, yielding, embracing emptiness and impermanence, all of them lead to this, the discovery of the still point within. This is the ultimate resilience, the unshakable peace that is our birthright. It is the eye of the hurricane, the silent center of the cyclone, the unmoving hub of the turning wheel. The world is full of noise and movement, of chaos and change. Our minds, too, are often a reflection of this outer turmoil. They are filled with a constant stream of thoughts, emotions, memories, and plans. We are like a boat tossed on a stormy sea, with no anchor and no rudder. The practice of Zen is the practice of dropping anchor, of finding our way back to the deep, silent stillness that lies beneath the turbulent surface of our lives. This still point is not a place we have to go to. It is not something we have to achieve or create. It is already here, within us, at the very core of our being. It is the silent, spacious awareness that is witnessing this very moment. It is the awareness that is hearing these words, that is feeling the sensations in your body, that is aware of the thoughts moving through your mind. It is the screen on which the movie of your life is being projected. The movie is constantly changing. The scenes, the characters, the plot twists, all are in a state of flux, but the screen remains unchanged. It is the constant, silent, and loving presence that holds all of our experiences. The practice of finding the still point is the practice of shifting our identification from the movie to the screen. It is the practice of realizing that we are not the drama. We are the awareness that is watching the drama. There is a story of a king who was tormented by anxiety. He had great wealth, great power, and a great kingdom, but he had no inner peace. He was constantly worried about his enemies, about the future of his kingdom, about his own health. He summoned all the wise men and women of his kingdom and offered a great reward to anyone who could bring him a cure for his anxiety. Many people came, offering potions, prayers, and philosophies, but none of them could touch the king's deep-seated anxiety. Finally, an old Zen master came to the palace. He did not offer the king anything. He simply said, "Your Majesty, I can show you your anxiety, but you must first show it to me." The king was perplexed. "How can I show you my anxiety?" he asked. "It is not a thing. It is a feeling, a state of mind." The master replied, "Then bring me your mind. Bring me the mind that is anxious, and I will pacify it." The king sat in silence for a long time, trying to grasp his anxious mind. But the more he tried to grasp it, the more it eluded him. He could not find it. It was like trying to catch the wind in a net. Finally, he looked at the master and said, "I cannot find my mind." The master smiled. "There," he said, "I have pacified it for you." In that moment, the king understood. His anxiety was not a thing. It was a process, a habit of mind, and when he looked for it, when he brought the light of his awareness to it, it dissolved. He had discovered the still point, the silent awareness that was untouched by the comings and goings of his anxious thoughts. This is the power of mindfulness. It is the power of bringing a non-judgmental and loving attention to our own inner world. When we can observe our thoughts and feelings without getting caught in them, they lose their power over us. They become like clouds passing in the sky, rather than the sky itself. As you rest tonight, practice this gentle art of observation. Notice the thoughts that drift through your mind. Notice the feelings that arise in your body. You do not have to do anything about them. You do not have to fix them or change them. Simply let them be. And as you do, you will begin to notice the space around them. You will begin to sense the vast, silent, and peaceful awareness that is holding them all. This is your true home. This is your sanctuary. This is the still point of the turning world. It is always here, waiting for you to return. No matter how stormy your life may become, you can always find refuge in this silent, peaceful center. It is the source of all true resilience, all true strength, and all true peace. Rest now, in this deep and silent center, and let it carry you into a sleep that is as peaceful and as profound as the still point itself. Let us delve even deeper into the mysteries of the bamboo, this silent sage of the plant kingdom. Its resilience is not a simple, one-dimensional quality. It is a rich tapestry, woven from many threads. Its deep roots, its flexible stalk, its hollow center, and its communal nature. By contemplating these qualities, we can learn to cultivate them within our own being. Consider the way the bamboo grows. It spends its first few years developing a vast and intricate root system, unseen, beneath the surface of the earth. To the casual observer, it might seem that nothing is happening, but in this period of hidden growth, the bamboo is building the foundation for its future strength. Only when its roots are firmly established does it begin its dramatic upward journey, sometimes growing several feet in a single day. This is a powerful lesson for us. In our fast-paced world, we are often impatient for results. We want to see immediate progress, immediate success. But true, lasting growth, like that of the bamboo, requires a period of deep, unseen, and often unacknowledged preparation. It requires the patient cultivation of our own inner root system, our values, our integrity, our self-knowledge, our connection to something larger than ourselves. This is the work of contemplation, of meditation, of quiet self-inquiry. It is not glamorous work. It does not bring external rewards, but it is the most essential work we can do. It is the work that allows us to stand tall and strong when the storms of life come. Without these deep roots, we are like a tree with a shallow foundation, easily toppled by the first strong wind. Now, let us reflect on the bamboo's relationship with the elements. It is a child of the earth, drawing its nourishment from the soil. It is a lover of the water, its life force dependent on the life-giving rain. It is a dancer with the wind, its flexibility allowing it to move in harmony with the invisible currents of the air. And it is a seeker of the light, its tall, straight stalk, always reaching for the sun. In this, the bamboo teaches us the art of living in harmony with the world around us. It teaches us to be grounded in the earth of our own bodies, to be nourished by the waters of our own emotions, to be flexible in our engagement with the winds of change, and to always keep our hearts turned towards the light of truth and of love. There is a story of a young boy who was sent to study with a Zen master. The master did not give the boy any books to read or any lectures to attend. He simply told him to go and live in a bamboo grove for a year and to learn what the bamboo had to teach. The boy was disappointed, but he obeyed. For the first few months, the boy was bored and lonely. He saw nothing but a forest of tall, green stalks. But as he quieted his mind and opened his senses, he began to notice the subtle life of the grove. He saw how the bamboo changed with the seasons. He heard the different sounds the wind made as it moved through the leaves. He felt the deep, silent peace of the grove's shady interior. He learned about strength from the bamboo's deep roots. He learned about grace from its slender, swaying form. He learned about community from the way the stalks supported each other. He learned about emptiness from its hollow center. He learned about perseverance from its unwavering upward growth. At the end of the year, he returned to the master. The master looked at him and saw a new light in his eyes, a new sense of quiet confidence in his posture. "What have you learned?" the master asked. The boy replied, "I have learned that everything I need to know about life, about strength, and about peace, I can learn from the bamboo." The master smiled. "Good," he said. "Now you are ready to begin your studies. As you rest tonight, allow yourself to become a student of the bamboo. Let its wisdom seep into your bones, into your heart, into your very soul. Feel your own roots growing deep into the earth. Feel your own spirit becoming flexible and graceful. Feel your own heart becoming a hollow, sacred space. And trust that in this deep communion with the spirit of the bamboo, you are cultivating a resilience that is as natural, as beautiful, and as enduring as the bamboo itself. Let us now come to the heart of the matter, the very center of the spinning wheel of life. All the practices we have explored being rooted, yielding, embracing emptiness and impermanence, all of them lead to this, the discovery of the still point within. This is the ultimate resilience, the unshakable peace that is our birthright. It is the eye of the hurricane, the silent center of the cyclone, the unmoving hub of the turning wheel. The world is full of noise and movement, of chaos and change. Our minds, too, are often a reflection of this outer turmoil. They are filled with a constant stream of thoughts, emotions, memories, and plans. We are like a boat tossed on a stormy sea, with no anchor and no rudder. The practice of Zen is the practice of dropping anchor, of finding our way back to the deep, silent stillness that lies beneath the turbulent surface of our lives. This still point is not a place we have to go to. It is not something we have to achieve or create. It is already here, within us, at the very core of our being. It is the silent, spacious awareness that is witnessing this very moment. It is the awareness that is hearing these words, that is feeling the sensations in your body, that is aware of the thoughts moving through your mind. It is the screen on which the movie of your life is being projected. The movie is constantly changing. The scenes, the characters, the plot twists, all are in a state of flux, but the screen remains unchanged. It is the constant, silent, and loving presence that holds all of our experiences. The practice of finding the still point is the practice of shifting our identification from the movie to the screen. It is the practice of realizing that we are not the drama. We are the awareness that is watching the drama. There is a story of a king who was tormented by anxiety. He had great wealth, great power, and a great kingdom, but he had no inner peace. He was constantly worried about his enemies, about the future of his kingdom, about his own health. He summoned all the wise men and women of his kingdom and offered a great reward to anyone who could bring him a cure for his anxiety. Many people came, offering potions, prayers, and philosophies, but none of them could touch the king's deep-seated anxiety. Finally, an old Zen master came to the palace. He did not offer the king anything. He simply said, "Your Majesty, I can show you your anxiety, but you must first show it to me." The king was perplexed. "How can I show you my anxiety?" he asked. "It is not a thing. It is a feeling, a state of mind." The master replied, "Then bring me your mind. Bring me the mind that is anxious, and I will pacify it." The king sat in silence for a long time, trying to grasp his anxious mind, but the more he tried to grasp it, the more it eluded him. He could not find it. It was like trying to catch the wind in a net. Finally, he looked at the master and said, "I cannot find my mind." The master smiled. "There," he said, "I have pacified it for you." In that moment, the king understood. His anxiety was not a thing. It was a process, a habit of mind. And when he looked for it, when he brought the light of his awareness to it, it dissolved. He had discovered the still point, the silent awareness that was untouched by the comings and goings of his anxious thoughts. This is the power of mindfulness. It is the power of bringing a non-judgmental and loving attention to our own inner world. When we can observe our thoughts and feelings without getting caught in them, they lose their power over us. They become like clouds passing in the sky, rather than the sky itself. As you rest tonight, practice this gentle art of observation. Notice the thoughts that drift through your mind. Notice the feelings that arise in your body. You do not have to do anything about them. You do not have to fix them or change them. Simply let them be. And as you do, you will begin to notice the space around them. You will begin to sense the vast, silent, and peaceful awareness that is holding them all. This is your true home. This is your sanctuary. This is the still point of the turning world. It is always here, waiting for you to return. No matter how stormy your life may become, you can always find refuge in this silent, peaceful center. It is the source of all true resilience, all true strength, and all true peace. Rest now in this deep and silent center, and let it carry you into a sleep that is as peaceful and as profound as the still point itself. And so, our journey into the heart of the bamboo spirit comes to a close. We have walked the winding path into the silent grove. We have sat in the raked sand of the Zen garden. We have felt the cool, smooth surface of the bamboo stalk, and we have listened to the wisdom it whispers on the wind. We have learned that resilience is not a hard, unyielding armor, but a soft, flexible, and intelligent dance with life. It is the deep-rooted strength of the mountain, the yielding grace of the willow, the patient endurance of the moss, and the joyful surrender of the cherry blossom. It is the hollow emptiness of the cup, the persistent spirit of the Dharma doll, and the golden beauty of the mended bowl. These are not just stories or metaphors. They are living truths that point the way to a new way of being, a way of meeting all of life's challenges with a calm and courageous heart. This is the way of the bamboo spirit, and it is a way that is available to you right here, right now. As you now drift into the final, deep stages of sleep, carry these images with you. Let them be the guardians of your rest, the companions of your dreams. Imagine yourself as a vast and peaceful bamboo grove, your individual self, a single stalk, yet deeply connected to all of life, all of humanity, in a vast, unseen network of roots. You are strong, you are flexible, you are empty, and you are whole. You can bend in the wind, you can endure the storm, and you can rise again after every fall. You have within you the quiet, indomitable, and graceful strength of the bamboo. Rest now. Let go of all effort. Surrender to the deep, healing darkness of the night, and allow the spirit of resilience to become your own. Sleep well, gentle soul. Sleep in the deep and abiding peace of your own true nature, and awaken in the morning with a heart that is as strong, as graceful, and as resilient as the bamboo. Let us return to the serene and ordered world of the Zen garden, a place where every element is a teacher and every grain of sand is a scripture. The garden is a testament to the power of intention, the beauty of simplicity, and the profound peace that comes from a mind in harmony with itself and with nature. It is here that we can learn the patient and essential art of building our inner foundation. Consider the sand, raked into patterns that evoke the endless motion of water. The lines are so precise, so perfect, yet they are made of something as humble and impermanent as sand. The act of raking the sand is a meditation in itself. It requires a steady hand, a focused mind, and a heart at peace. It is a practice of bringing order and beauty to the chaos of the world, one mindful stroke at a time. This is a metaphor for the cultivation of our own minds. Our minds are often like a windswept beach, the sand of our thoughts blown into a chaotic and disordered state. The practice of mindfulness is the gentle and patient raking of this sand. It is the practice of bringing a calm and focused attention to our inner world, of creating patterns of peace and clarity where there was once only chaos. This is not about forcing the mind to be still. It is about creating the conditions in which stillness can naturally arise. It is about giving the mind a simple and beautiful task to focus on, like the feeling of the breath or the sound of a mantra. And as the mind becomes absorbed in this task, it naturally becomes more calm, more clear, and more peaceful. Now, let us turn our attention to the trees in the garden. They are often pines, symbols of longevity and strength. They are carefully pruned, not to force them into an unnatural shape, but to reveal their essential nature, their inner character. The pruning is an act of loving attention, a collaboration between the gardener and the tree. The gardener removes the branches that are weak, that are obscuring the tree's natural form, that are preventing the light from reaching the inner branches. This is a model for our own inner work. We, too, have branches that need to be pruned. We have habits of thought and behavior that are weak, that obscure our true nature, that prevent the light of our own awareness from shining brightly. The practice of self-inquiry, of honest and compassionate self-examination, is the pruning of these branches. It is not an act of self-mutilation, but an act of self-love. It is the courageous and necessary work of letting go of what no longer serves us, of what is holding us back from our own full flowering. It is the work of simplifying, of clarifying, of returning to our own essential nature. There is a story of a Zen master who was also a master gardener. He was famous for his beautiful bonsai trees, which were miniature masterpieces of natural art. A student asked him, "Master, how do you create such beautiful trees?" The master replied, "I do not create them. I simply listen to them. I ask the tree what it wants to become, and then I help it to become that. I remove the branches that are hiding its true form. I give it the soil, the water, and the light that it needs. The beauty is not my creation. It is the creation of the tree itself. I am just a humble assistant." This is the spirit in which we should approach our own inner gardening. We are not trying to become something we are not. We are trying to become more fully and authentically ourselves. We are listening for the whisper of our own true nature, and we are gently and patiently removing the obstacles that are preventing it from shining forth. This is the building of our inner foundation. It is the patient work of raking the sands of our mind, of pruning the branches of our habits, of listening to the wisdom of our own heart. It is a work that is never finished, a garden that is always in need of tending, but it is the most rewarding work we can do. For in this work, we are not just cultivating a garden, we are cultivating a soul. We are not just building a foundation, we are building a home, a sanctuary of peace and resilience that can weather any storm. Let us immerse ourselves once more in the profound and paradoxical wisdom of yielding. The river, our silent teacher, does not just flow around obstacles, it also has the power to transform them. The constant, gentle pressure of the water can smooth the sharp edges of a rock, can carve a canyon through a mountain, can turn a jagged coastline into a sandy beach. This is the power of soft, persistent, and patient action. In our lives, we often face situations that seem as immovable as a mountain, a difficult relationship, a chronic illness, a deeply ingrained habit. Our first instinct is to attack the problem with force, to try to conquer it through sheer willpower. But this often leads to exhaustion and burnout. The way of Zen is to learn to be like the water, to apply a gentle, persistent, and patient pressure that can, over time, create profound change. This is the spirit of kōans, a Japanese word that means continuous improvement. It is the philosophy of making small, incremental changes over a long period of time. It is the understanding that great things are accomplished not through giant leaps, but through a series of small, consistent steps. A single drop of water has little power, but a million drops, falling one after another, can wear away stone. There is a story of a man who wanted to move a mountain. He did not try to blow it up with dynamite. He simply began to carry away small stones, one by one, in a basket. His neighbors laughed at him. "You are a fool," they said. "You will never move that mountain in your lifetime." The man replied, "Perhaps not, but I will make a start, and my children, and my children's children, will continue the work, and one day, the mountain will be moved." This is the resilience of patience. It is the ability to hold a long-term vision and to work towards it with a steady and unwavering commitment, without being discouraged by the slowness of the progress. It is the understanding that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This art of yielding is also a profound practice of trust. It is the trust that we do not have to solve every problem by ourselves. It is the trust that there is a wisdom in the universe that is greater than our own, and that if we can learn to align ourselves with it, we will be carried forward. It is the trust that if we let go of our own desperate striving, a deeper and more effortless power can begin to work through us. This is the essence of Wu Wei. It is not about doing nothing. It is about acting without forcing, without struggling, without the interference of the ego. It is about becoming a clear and open channel for the creative energy of the universe to flow through. It is the state of being in the zone, where our actions are spontaneous, intuitive, and perfectly attuned to the needs of the moment. As you rest tonight, let go of your need to control the world. Let go of your need to force things to happen. Let go of your attachment to your own plans and your own timetable, and open yourself to the possibility of a different kind of power, a power that is soft, that is gentle, that is patient, and that is infinitely wise. Trust in the way of the water, trust in the path of yielding, and let yourself be carried effortlessly and gracefully into the deep and peaceful ocean of sleep. Let us now sink into the vast and liberating silence of the hollow center. This is the most subtle and profound teaching of the bamboo, and it is the key to a resilience that is not just enduring, but is also joyful and free. The world teaches us to build a strong ego, a solid sense of self. Zen teaches us to see through the illusion of the ego and to discover the vast, open, and loving awareness that lies beyond it. This is the practice of no mind, or mushin. It is not a state of being brain dead. It is a state of being so fully present, so completely absorbed in the moment, that the sense of a separate self dissolves. It is the state of the master archer who is one with the bow, the arrow, and the target. It is the state of the musician who is so lost in the music that she becomes the music. In this state of no mind, our actions become spontaneous, intuitive, and effortlessly effective. We are no longer constrained by our fears, our doubts, our second-guessing. We are acting from a place of deep wisdom and trust, a place that is beyond the limited and fallible intellect. There is a story of a centipede who was walking along, perfectly happy, until a frog, who was a bit of a philosopher, asked him, "Pray, which leg comes after which?" This threw the centipede into a state of confusion. He began to think about which leg to move first, and he became so tangled up in his own thoughts that he could no longer walk at all. This is what happens to us when we get lost in the chattering of our own minds. We lose our natural grace, our intuitive wisdom. We become clumsy, hesitant, and ineffective. The practice of emptying the mind is the practice of unlearning all the things that are getting in our way. It is the practice of returning to a state of childlike simplicity and spontaneity. This is the beginner's mind, the Shoshin. It is a mind that is not burdened by the past. It is a mind that is open to the newness of each moment. It is a mind that is full of curiosity, of wonder, and of joy. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. To cultivate a beginner's mind is to be willing to not know. It is to let go of our need to be right, our need to have all the answers. It is to approach life with a sense of humility and of awe. It is to be a perpetual student, always open to learning, to growing, to being surprised. This is a deeply resilient way to live, for if we are not attached to our own ideas, we cannot be threatened when they are challenged. If we are not invested in being right, We cannot be defeated in an argument. If we are open to the newness of each moment, we can never be bored. As you rest tonight, let go of all your certainties. Let go of all the things you think you know, and open yourself to the vast and mysterious wonder of this present moment. Allow yourself to be a beginner. Allow yourself to be empty. And in this emptiness, you will find a fullness that is beyond all measure. You will find a resilience that is not a grim determination, but a joyful and playful dance with the great mystery of life. Let us now return to the poignant beauty of the falling cherry blossoms, those ephemeral masters of the art of letting go. The Japanese have a deep cultural appreciation for the transient nature of life, and this is nowhere more beautifully expressed than in their love for the sakura. They hold festivals, they have picnics, they write poems, all in celebration of a beauty that they know will last for only a few precious days. This is not a morbid fascination with death, it is a profound and joyful embrace of life in all its fullness, a fullness that includes both blooming and fading, both gathering and releasing. It is the understanding that life's beauty is not diminished by its brevity, but is, in fact, enhanced by it. The preciousness of the moment is born from the knowledge that it will not last forever. This is the spirit of wabi-sabi, a uniquely Japanese aesthetic that finds beauty in things that are imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. It is the beauty of a cracked teacup, a moss-covered stone, a fading autumn leaf. It is a beauty that is quiet, humble, and unassuming. It is a beauty that is deeply connected to the truth of nature and to the truth of our own lives. To embrace wabi-sabi is to let go of the tyranny of perfection. It is to find peace with our own imperfections, our own incompletions, our own impermanence. It is to see the beauty in our own cracks, our own scars, our own wobbly circles. It is to love ourselves, not in spite of our flaws, but because of them. For it is our flaws, our history, our unique and unrepeatable journey that make us who we are. There is a story of a great Zen master who was also a master potter. He was known for his exquisite tea bowls, which were prized by collectors throughout the land. One day, a wealthy merchant came to him and asked to buy his most perfect tea bowl. The master showed him a bowl that was flawless in its shape, its glaze, its color. It was a technical masterpiece. The merchant was about to purchase it when he noticed another bowl, sitting in a dusty corner of the studio. It was a simple, rustic-looking bowl, with a slightly irregular shape and a small crack near the rim. But there was something about it that drew him in. It had a character, a warmth, a soul that the perfect bowl lacked. "I will take this one," the merchant said, pointing to the imperfect bowl. The master smiled. "You have good taste," he said. "The first bowl is a product of my skill. This bowl is a product of my heart. It is a wabi-sabi bowl. It knows that it is not perfect, and it is at peace with that. It is in its imperfection that its true beauty lies." This is the resilience of a wabi-sabi heart. It is a heart that has made peace with its own imperfections. It is a heart that does not need to be flawless to be worthy of love. It is a heart that can hold all of its own experiences, the beautiful and the broken, with a sense of gentle and loving acceptance. As you rest tonight, embrace the wabi-sabi nature of your own life. Let go of the need to be perfect. See the beauty in your own imperfections, and know that you are loved, not for your flawless exterior, but for the unique and beautiful soul that you are. Rest in the deep and peaceful acceptance of your own perfectly imperfect self. Let us now hold in our mind's eye the image of the kintsugi bowl, its cracks shimmering with gold. This is perhaps the most powerful and beautiful metaphor for a resilience that is not just about bouncing back, but about becoming stronger and more beautiful in the very places where we have been broken. It is a resilience that does not deny the wound, but transforms it into a source of light. Our culture often teaches us to hide our wounds, to be ashamed of our scars. We are taught to present a facade of strength and invulnerability. But Zen wisdom teaches us that our wounds are our greatest teachers. They are the portals through which compassion, both for ourselves and for others, can enter our hearts. They are the cracks that let the light in. There is a story of a woman whose life had been shattered by a great loss. She was lost in a sea of grief, and she felt that she would never be whole again. She went to a Zen master and told him her story. "I am broken," she said. "How can I ever be healed?" The master did not offer her any easy answers or false comforts. He simply said, "Bring me all the broken pieces." The woman, over many months, began to bring the master the broken pieces of her life, her tears, her anger, her despair, her memories. The master received each piece with a quiet and loving attention. One day, the master presented the woman with a beautiful wooden box. She opened it, and inside was a mosaic, created from all the broken pieces she had brought him. The pieces were held together by a network of golden lacquer. The mosaic was a stunningly beautiful work of art, a testament to the transformative power of a loving and compassionate awareness. "Your life is not broken," the master said. "It is a masterpiece in the making. Every piece, even the most painful one, is a necessary part of the whole. The gold is the love with which you hold your own sorrow. It is the compassion that mends your own heart. It is the light of your own awareness, which can transform even the deepest darkness into a thing of beauty." And quote, "This is the resilience of the kintsugi heart. It is the courage to face our own brokenness and to meet it with a love that is stronger than any pain. It is the wisdom to know that our wounds do not have to be the end of our story. They can be the beginning of our most beautiful chapter." As you rest tonight, honor the kintsugi nature of your own heart. Acknowledge the places where you have been broken, and then imagine that you are filling those cracks with a warm, liquid gold. This gold is the gold of your own self-love, your own self-compassion, your own deep and abiding wisdom. Feel your heart becoming whole again, not by erasing the cracks, but by illuminating them. Know that you are more beautiful for having been broken. You are stronger in the mended places. You are a masterpiece of resilience, a living testament to the power of love to heal all wounds. Rest now in the deep and golden peace of your own kintsugi heart. Let us now abide in the profound stillness of the center, the silent, unmoving hub of the ever-turning wheel of life. This is the great discovery of the spiritual path, the ultimate refuge from the storms of the world. It is not a place of escape, but a place of profound and powerful presence. It is the discovery that peace is not the absence of noise, but the presence of a deep and abiding silence within, a silence that can hold all the noise of the world with a calm and loving embrace. Imagine you are in a busy marketplace. The air is filled with a cacophony of sounds, merchants shouting, children laughing, music playing, carts rattling. It is a scene of vibrant, chaotic life. In the midst of this, you might feel overwhelmed, your senses assaulted, your mind pulled in 1,000 different directions. But now, imagine that you find a quiet temple garden just off the main square. You step through the gate, and the noise of the marketplace fades into a distant murmur. Here, there is only the sound of a small fountain, the rustling of leaves, the chirping of a bird. You sit on a stone bench, and you begin to feel your own inner turmoil subside. You have not silenced the marketplace. You have simply found a different place to stand. This is what it means to find the still point within. It is not about silencing the world, but about finding a place of inner quiet from which we can witness the world without being consumed by it. The practice of meditation is the practice of building this inner temple, this sacred garden in the midst of the marketplace of our lives. There is a story of a monk who lived in a monastery in the heart of a bustling city. The other monks complained about the noise, about the distractions, about the difficulty of meditating in such a chaotic environment. But this monk was always serene, his practice deep and unwavering. The other monks, curious, asked him his secret. "How do you find such peace in the midst of all this noise?" they asked. The monk replied, "I do not try to shut out the noise, I let it in. I treat the sounds of the city as if they were the sounds of a great symphony. The horns of the carts are the brass section, the voices of the merchants are the choir, the laughter of the children is the melody. I am simply the silent listener, appreciating the music of life." This is the art of inclusive awareness. It is the ability to open our hearts and our minds to the totality of our experience, without judgment, without resistance. It is the understanding that everything can be our teacher, that everything can be a part of our practice. The noise of the city, the pain in our body, the difficult emotion in our heart, all can be welcomed into the vast and silent space of our awareness. When we can do this, we discover a resilience that is truly boundless. We are no longer dependent on external conditions for our peace. We can find our peace in the midst of the noise, in the midst of the pain, in the midst of the chaos. We become like the deep ocean, whose silent depths are not disturbed by the turmoil on the surface. As you rest tonight, let go of your search for a perfect, quiet world. Let go of your need for your life to be free from problems, from challenges, from noise, and instead, turn your attention inward to the deep and silent temple of your own heart. It is always here, this place of peace. It is always waiting for you. Know that you have the capacity to be the silent listener, the calm witness, the loving presence that can hold all of your life's experiences with a deep and unshakable equanimity. This is your true nature. This is your ultimate strength. This is the still point of your turning world. Rest in it now, and let it guide you into a sleep that is as deep, as silent, and as peaceful as the heart of Zen itself. Let us now return to the profound and beautiful practice of kintsugi, the art of mending with gold. This practice is a radical act of rebellion against our modern culture of disposability, a culture that tells us to throw away anything that is broken, to hide anything that is flawed, to replace anything that is old. Kintsugi teaches us to see our brokenness not as a source of shame, but as a source of beauty, of history, and of strength. Imagine a tea bowl that has been used for generations. It has been held by countless hands, has been filled with countless cups of tea, has been a silent witness to countless conversations. Its surface is not pristine. It is covered in a fine network of cracks and stains, a map of its long and useful life. This is the beauty of wabi-sabi, the beauty of imperfection and age. Now, imagine that this bowl is dropped and it shatters into several pieces. In our modern world, we would likely sweep up the pieces and throw them away. But in the world of kintsugi, this is not the end of the bowl's story. It is the beginning of a new and even more beautiful chapter. The potter gathers the broken pieces with a reverent care. He does not curse the accident. He does not mourn the loss of the perfect bowl. He sees this as an opportunity for transformation. He carefully, painstakingly, glues the pieces back together with a lacquer made from the sap of a tree, and into this lacquer, he mixes a fine powder of gold. The process is slow and meticulous. It requires immense patience, a steady hand, and a loving heart. The potter is not just repairing an object. He is honoring its history. He is celebrating its resilience. He is participating in its rebirth. When the process is complete, the bowl is whole again, but it is not the same as it was before. The cracks are not hidden. They are illuminated, transformed into shimmering veins of gold. The bowl is now more beautiful, more valuable, and more interesting than it was in its original, perfect state. Its brokenness has become its greatest beauty. Its wounds have become its wisdom. This is a profound metaphor for our own lives. We all get broken. We all get shattered by loss, by failure, by disappointment, by the simple, inevitable friction of being alive. And our culture often tells us to hide these broken pieces, to pretend that we are fine, to put on a brave face. But the way of Zen, the way of kintsugi, is to gather our broken pieces with a tender and loving care. It is to have the courage to face our own pain, our own grief, our own despair. It is to have the patience to sit with our own brokenness, without trying to fix it or to run away from it. And it is to have the wisdom to know that we can be mended, not by erasing the cracks, but by filling them with the gold of a loving and compassionate awareness. This gold is the gold of self-compassion, the practice of treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a dear friend. It is the gold of forgiveness, both for ourselves and for those who have harmed us. It is the gold of acceptance, the willingness to embrace our life as it is, with all its messy, beautiful, and imperfect glory. When we can learn to mend ourselves with this gold, we, too, become more beautiful, more valuable, and more interesting than we were before we were broken. Our wounds become our greatest strengths. Our scars become a testament to our resilience. Our history, with all its pain and all its joy, becomes a work of art, a kintsugi masterpiece. As you rest tonight, in the deep and healing darkness, imagine that you are a kintsugi potter and that the object you are mending is your own heart. Gather all the broken pieces of your life with a gentle and loving hand and begin the slow, patient, and sacred work of mending. Fill the cracks with the warm liquid gold of your own unconditional love and watch as your heart becomes whole again, not in spite of its brokenness, but because of it. Know that you are a masterpiece of resilience, a living work of art, your cracks shimmering with the golden light of a hard-won wisdom and a deep and abiding love. Rest now in the profound and beautiful peace of your own kintsugi heart, and let this golden light illuminate your dreams and guide you into a new day. And so, our long and peaceful journey through the landscape of resilience comes to its gentle conclusion. We have wandered together through the whispering bamboo grove, sat in the silent contemplation of the Zen garden, and listened to the timeless wisdom of the river and the mountain. We have learned that true strength is not a rigid and unyielding armor, but a soft, adaptable, and intelligent dance with the ever-changing rhythms of life. Let us, in these final moments before sleep claims us completely, gather the precious gems of wisdom we have collected along the way. Let them be the stars that illuminate the deep and peaceful sky of your slumber. Remember the bamboo, your first and most constant guide. Remember its deep, unseen roots, a testament to the power of a strong inner foundation. Remember its slender, flexible stalk, a lesson in the art of yielding without breaking. Remember its hollow center, a sacred space of emptiness that is the source of all true strength and freedom. And remember its communal nature, a reminder that we are all connected, all a part of the great, green, growing forest of life. Remember the Zen garden, that microcosm of a peaceful mind. Remember the ancient, moss-covered rocks, symbols of the unshakable stillness that is your own true nature. Remember the raked sand, a practice of bringing order and beauty to the chaos of your own thoughts. And remember the carefully pruned trees, a lesson in the loving and patient art of letting go of what no longer serves you, so that your own true form can shine forth. Remember the river, that master of the gentle way. Remember its soft, persistent power to wear away even the hardest stone. Remember its wisdom in flowing around obstacles, in finding the path of least resistance. And remember its ultimate destination, the great, boundless ocean, a reminder that all of our individual journeys eventually merge into the vast, peaceful oneness of being. Remember the cherry blossoms, those ephemeral poets of impermanence. Remember their joyful and courageous embrace of their own brief, beautiful lives. Remember their graceful and complete surrender as they let go of the branch and dance on the wind. They teach us to live each moment fully, to love each moment deeply, and to let go of each moment without regret, knowing that every ending is but the seed of a new beginning. Remember the Daruma doll, that cheerful and indomitable symbol of perseverance. Remember its weighted bottom, its low center of gravity, its unwavering commitment to return to uprightness, no matter how many times it is knocked down. It is a reminder of your own innate capacity to rise again, to learn from your failures, and to continue your journey with a playful and persistent spirit. Remember the kintsugi bowl, its cracks shimmering with gold. It is a testament to the transformative power of a loving and compassionate heart. It teaches us that our wounds do not have to be a source of shame, but can become our greatest beauty. It reminds us that we are stronger in the broken places, and that our history, with all its pain and all its joy, is what makes us a unique and precious masterpiece. And finally, remember the still point, the silent, unmoving center of your own being. It is the eye of the storm, the hub of the wheel, the silent witness of your entire life. It is the vast, open, and loving awareness that is your true home. It is always here, always available, a sanctuary of peace that can never be disturbed. These are not just stories to be remembered, they are seeds to be planted in the fertile soil of your own heart. Water them with your attention, with your practice, with your breath, and they will grow into a great and beautiful tree of resilience, a tree that can offer shade and shelter to yourself and to all beings. Now, the time for stories is over. The time for learning is done. All that is left is to rest. Let go of all these words, all these images. Let them dissolve into the vast, silent, and peaceful emptiness from which they came. Trust in the deep, intuitive wisdom of your own body, which knows how to heal, how to rest, and how to renew itself. Surrender now to the gentle, irresistible pull of sleep. Let it be a final act of yielding, a final letting go. Trust that you will be held, that you will be safe, and that you will awaken in the morning with a heart that is a little more rooted, a little more flexible, a little more open, and a little more free. Sleep now, gentle soul. Sleep in the deep and abiding peace of the bamboo spirit.